Hey, church. I'm out here I just got in from studying this morning and getting ready to record the message for this coming Sunday. And I need to get this out to you first. It's kind of an urgent, um, an urgent word for you, and it starts with you first. And before I go to the world and give this information out, it needs to go to my own house, this own house of the Lord right here, which is you. And that is basically the message which the Lord is going to be sharing this weekend about the Pharaoh and the army and the people crossing through the Red Sea to get to the other side. And for you today, I think the urgency here is based on the message going to be presented, which is the Lord told me on Monday in the prayer that I need to basically go ahead and go on to the other side, go on through the division, go on through the parted of the parted sea, which is symbolic for us, and go ahead and get to the other side and take everybody that wants to go with you, go ahead and get there. And I see the water closing. I see the water behind me closing in, and everybody that's still on the other side that hasn't fully come across are going to end up getting stuck. Many of those are going to be the enemy side who's been pursuing the righteous, the godly, the enemies of God. And I don't mean just personal, I think the spiritual enemies as well that pursue us. And many of those are going to be washed up on the shore when all this is over. They're basically wiped out. And you'll see in Psalms 94, you can go read that in the Amplified Version, all the way to the very last verse of Psalms, where he said, I'll wipe them out. And so for you, the urgency is you need to go ahead and make up your mind and get to the other side. God put us in your life through all of this time, and you've seen the transformation of this person in just this year and a half, almost 2 years. I guess it's 2 years now, and you've seen you've heard what the Lord has said. He is those prophetic words that were given about once every month. He has given us, and those were for you too. And if you're worried and concerned, well, some of that hadn't come to pass, you're missing the point, because many things have not come to pass with other prophetic messages. And one of those prophetic messages that we're living under now is the return of Jesus Christ. Do we not believe those prophets because Jesus hadn't returned yet? Or the New World Order, Antichrist is not in power yet, which they're trying to do right now. So don't take something that has been written or that was said in genuineness and think, well, you might have been off on this or that, so I can't believe any of it. The bottom line is that God is saying for me, and I'm just telling you, and today in this weekend is going to be a great message, but it's going to be really for the world. And I want to share this with you, basically the heartbeat. You need to go ahead and get on the other side. And now is the time not to decide if you're going to believe all of this or not. That time is over with. You should have already believed God by now. You should have already committed yourself to what He's been saying, not only through me, but to the other prophets as well. And matter of fact, the Lord shared with me when it comes to the office of the prophets, today in this time, it was a prophetic insight is, that God has told us what He will do, but He has not told us how He's going to do it. Because He's God. And He does not want any one of us to be worshipped or lifted up, in His place. So all we're bringing is the God said He is, but He has reserved how for Himself. So that when this is all said and done, the prophets will be vindicated, of course, because we said that God's going to do this, and He did it. And He's getting honored because He made the way, and He did by His own strength and power the how. So we're not concerned about the how He's going to do it. We're only going to be concerned that we're going to believe that He is. And I'm talking about all this there's something going on in the world, and you know it. It's not just the COVID stuff. It's the who's in authority, who is ruling. The enemy is trying to rule through fake and fraudulent stuff, but not just America, but the world. You're going to have to decide who's in charge. You know, just because there's some fraudulent stuff going on, God has said what he's going to do, and that's what he's going to do. And getting to the other side means you're going to believe him that he is. He has spoken, he has said it, he has shared it, and getting to the other side is saying, you know what, God, I don't know how you're going to do this, but I'm going to believe that you are going to take care of this, and I'm putting my faith and trust in you. You're going to take care of me and my family as long as I'm walking in wisdom. And when God tells you to do something or don't do something, do it or don't do it based on what he says. And if you violate that, then, so there is forgiveness, and there is, God sometimes sees the whole circumstances, like, maybe the enemy lied to us or whatever. But the bottom line is, when it comes to all this sickness stuff that's going on, and God and God immunity, I'm not even going to get into it, but all that stuff is the sickness is real, but all the stuff they're trying to do to us is fake, and it's a prelude to the mark of the beast, really. And so the enemy wants to move the 7 years up now to the 7-year tribulation, the end of time now, but it's not time for that, and that's why God's stepping in. And that's why that the vaccination thing is not considered the mark of the beast to him, even if people have taken it fraudulently. So, as you're, a leader in the body of Christ, and whoever I am to you as far as ministry is concerned, I feel like the Lord is warning you that you're going to have to make up your mind. What are you going to believe? And if I'm not on it, and you don't believe I'm on it, and you don't believe that I'm speaking on the Lord's behalf, then you probably need to go find somewhere else to go, because I'm not doing you any good, evidently. So either believe the Lord, and I'm not, believe or don't believe, but God is saying you're not going to need to decide what you're going to believe and completely and totally get to the other side. And get to the other side means you're putting your trust in him. God, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to believe you. I'm getting to the other side. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't, we watch videos and things like that about what all's in those experimental jabs, what they're actually putting in there, what they're trying to do to people, and being informed. But we've already made our decision. We're not taking it. We don't believe them. We believe that the person that's supposed to be in this country as president is in Florida. We're listening to all that. We're believing all of that because the Lord has spoken. And so the Lord is telling me, and he told me on Monday, get to the other side and take whoever you want, to whoever wants to go. And that's an attitude of the heart. Because the waters are closing, and they're closed, and I feel like even today was fixing to go get the staff out and go prophesy along with myself and other prophets. Or is it time to raise up our hands over the waters and tell them to close? Because it's imminent, and those who haven't made up their mind are going to be. They're going to be trapped on the other side. Some of them are going to be wiped out because of the enemy. Some are going to be deceived people that wouldn't really ever believe. And God's not saying they're lost forever, but they're going to end up not being able to go through the short way through the sea and be enjoying the benefits on the other side, the blessing on the other side, which is the promised land. They're going to have to go all the way around the sea. God's still got plans for them, but they're going to have to go all the way around that terrible desert with the scorpions, the snakes, the heat, the wasteland. And those are the people that have gone through the other side are going to be ministering to, because it's going to be a long ways around for those people. And a lot of trials and a lot of pushing through. Those are the people that are going to be ministering. And that's what the Lord told me in that vision on Monday, is to go on through in belief and attitude. Take everybody that wants to go, He showed me the water closing and said everybody that's on the other side are going to be those that we're going to be ministering to. I don't mean that we're not going to be ministering to each other. Of course we will, but the focus is going to be all those people. And there's going to be a lot of Christians that are going to have to go all the way around the sea through the desert. And I don't want that to be you. So before you even hear the message for the weekend that's being broadcast to the world, today, if this is resonating with you, hearken to the voice of the Lord, and let's just say, God, I do not know how you're going to do this, and I don't know how God's going to do all this. I just choose to trust Him and believe Him. I love Him. We don't even have to see physical signs manifesting from the heavens. We don't have to have an archangel tell us, if things are going to be. God is saying that. It's okay to listen to some of the other prophets. It's okay to listen to some of the other voices as they share and stuff like that. That's okay, but you've already made up your mind. You already know. You're gaining knowledge, basically. Does that make sense? We can believe God and stand our ground all the while we're learning about all these things. Anyway, I'm putting this out on YouTube as a private thing, giving you the link. And then I'm going to release this later on. You're going to have to decide, and you're going to have to do it quickly. This is almost, the time for people to make up their mind, their decision, is almost up. It's like, is anybody else going to choose? Has everybody picked their side and made up their mind? Is there just a few people that are still straggling and still trying to figure out whether they're going to believe it or not? You're good. Yeah. God wants you to go now. He is God. He loves you. And He needs you to believe Him. And that's what it comes down to. That He is going to save the day. And He's going to deal with those people. And the enemy of God, the spiritual enemies. All right? So, don't let the sun go down. Don't let your eyes go to sleep tonight until you've made your decision, because you might not have tomorrow to make this decision. All right? Because I don't know exactly when the waters are closing, but it's,